Okay, here's a short video to assemble side glass into frames for a 57 4-door hardtop. Here are the new windows laid out. Each side is exactly the same, so they're 2 by 2. Here are the frames polished for the front windows. Here's the other side. You have to pre-fit the windows into the frames because the front glass is not square. Their measurements are different. You can see that when you put it in. It squares up when you put it in the frame. So here it is laid out in both frames. Here it is before it goes into the L-shaped frame, and here it is in there. It's laid out with the bottom piece ready to go on. There's the bottom piece on. There's a bevel section that goes on the top. Here are both front windows in the frames prior to any rubber being put in. We're going to replace the plastic guides in the rear frames. I found mine were busted, a couple of them. Here's the location. There's 2 different locations. These are plastic. Here's another view. These things cannot be found in any catalog. So what I did was I made one out of a couple of them out of a Polaris wheel, pool cleaner wheel. Okay, you're going to install a new glass setting rubber. You get a kit from Eckler's, various thicknesses, so you have to experiment a little bit to see what thickness you need so it fits in there tightly, but not so tight that you can't get it in. When the rubber goes around a corner, you have to cut the excess out. I squeezed with my fingers, pinched it up, used a razor blade, cut it off. I used clothespins because they were handy to hold the seal together. Now here is the window finished, and I washed it with soap and water, and it's out in the sun drying here. Here's a short one on the vent windows. Same procedure. Use clothespins. You can use other things, I'm sure, to fit this seal and get it to stay. Here I am cutting the excess seal with a razor blade. Just be careful not to cut too deep and scratch into the window. Here is one of the finished vent windows with new rubber installed. Now the rear windows. 2 of them. Like I say, the glass is exactly the same on either side. It just flips over. Here it is all laid out, ready to go together. There's an extra stainless piece. These little end fittings are what holds the frame together. Here again, here's the other side laid out, ready to go back together. Same thing as the other windows. Use clothespins, whatever, to hold the rubber together, the setting channel, and mold it around the corners, cut the excess out. Working our way around the window. Here it is installed into the glass all put back together with the 4 screws. Here's the other side, same thing. That finishes this.